All right, and we're back to the Gafford and Brown Show. We're going to talk about a little bit about the NBA segment right now. We had got it, had got it most of the part done right now. We were talking about Darren Williams and Mark Cuban, and I gave a little bit of my thoughts about that. I just want to know about Rob's thoughts. What do you think about Mark Cuban not coming in and showing up to meet Darren Williams?
So, of course, Mark Cuban being that they needed would have helped because he's the owner of the Mavs. He would have been able to answer key questions Darren might have asked. But at the end of the day, money talks. He's making more money in New Jersey than he would have made in Dallas.
Hmm.
And that means, that speaks volumes because in Dallas he would have been making this much money. And he, he kind of has more young talent around him in Brooklyn compared to Dallas because right now Dirk is in the twilight of his prime, and eventually it's guaranteed that whoever's going to put around there, what's going to happen. And you kind of have an easier road to the playoffs in the East compared to the West. I mean, Brooklyn right now is they have some right maybe the third or fourth seed in the East. If he would have went to Dallas, Dallas probably would be maybe fifth
Hmm.
right now, as far as ranking goes. So he has been an easier road in the East to the playoffs and to the title, to the finals. And I just think that Mark definitely would have played a big part, in the meetings and the pitch. But
Hmm.
money talks, man. He's making more money in Brooklyn, so I'm pretty sure he still would have picked Brooklyn.
Oh yeah, most definitely, and that's a pretty good way of seeing it right there. Me, I would have loved for him to come to Dallas, but if there was any way for him to be happy, then so be it. Uh, like you said, he's gonna make a lot more money if he would have stayed in Brooklyn. The road to the finals is probably gonna be a lot easier if he would have been in Brooklyn than it would have been if he would have went to Dallas and everything. So it's still very good that it looks like it worked out both ways. Brooklyn finally gave him some help with Joe Johnson, and Dallas also retooled and got themselves a pretty nice lineup as well.
Right. Then Chris Kane, O.J. Mayo, Darren Collison, uh, Dante Jones.
Hmm.
It's definitely the coach that I was going to help Dirk out. Collison, Rick Carlisle is a great coach, but he's going to implement everyone into his system, and they're going to have a solid season.
Hmm.
You never want to pass up on a talent like Darren Williams, but
True.
if you can't get him, you have to move on and do the best you can with what you have.
That's right. And I looked at it. I looked at a little bit of the Mavericks right now, of how they played against I think Alba Berlin, one of the German teams that they got a chance to meet was since they're over there in Germany right now. And the Dallas Mavericks, they won that game. I want to say by 5 points, but they look pretty solid right there. They look pretty solid. You got it's gonna take a little time for them to gel, but when it comes to that time when the season begins and everything, I believe they're gonna be right there. They're gonna be right there, right in there in the mix in the playoffs and all that, and hopefully they can try to give a team some trouble.
Yeah, I see them making the playoffs. Do I see them going far in the playoffs right now? No.
Hmm.
But I see them making the playoffs.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I don't think they could beat the Lakers. I right now. I when they get back into full strength. I don't think they could beat Oklahoma City, and I don't think they could beat Denver in a 7 game series. As far as some of the other teams, they might could give San Antonio a little bit of a battle. I could see that one go 7 games, but they'll probably be in the fringe right there. They'll be in the discussion a little bit, but they're probably not gonna they'll make it either to the first round, second round, who knows. So we'll see what happens and all that stuff. Looking at a little bit of the more of the NBA news, uh, I'm just gonna say one thing that really grinds my gears a little bit is people trying to reach right now, even though it's the preseason. You know, it really grinds my gears. I look at things on Twitter. You got a lot of people that always look at a lot of stuff, and just because of one person might have a breakout game, they might just say, "Well, wow, this guy's probably like the best player in the league," and it might be some unknown player. You know?
Right, and that's the thing with today's sports media and social networking. It's the era of overreaction. I had people at Summer League talking about, how great this player might be when in Summer League. Everybody looks good in Summer League. Some of the guys playing in Summer League aren't even going to make the team. They're not even going to make the preseason roster. So, it's premature. All talk's premature. We're not going to know anything solid till All-Star break. So, right now everyone's just talking. They're getting hyped. They're getting into the season. Everybody right now has the Lakers and he's picked to go to the finals. It might not even be there. It might be Oklahoma City and Boston. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
So, right now everything's premature and it's just talk. But I'm just glad basketball's back. I'm glad people are talking about it. So we'll definitely get a lot of trash talking going well before the season actually starts. A lot of Lakers fans happy right now. A lot of Lakers fans talk a lot of smack. So you might as well get used to that right now.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Well, what they really need to do is it's crazy that you also mentioned the Lakers here because there was talking in one of the preseason games that they had against the Golden State Warriors. I think this was on Sunday that the Warriors had a 35-0 run. That's just crazy.
It's also seated right now in preseason.
Oh yeah, and that's just crazy. I mean, a 35-0 run, and I understand it is preseason. I understand the Lakers did not have all of their big players out there and all that stuff, but still, 35 points is impressive. I wouldn't go overboard as what some people would go overboard with, but dang, 35 points is just 35 points though, still, isn't it?
Right.
So
we'll see how the season plays out. A lot of people are excited about it. I'm definitely excited to see some of these teams outside on paper because let's go into Royce White, man. Royce White is one of the weirdest cases I've seen in basketball for a while. Royce White, the star of Iowa State, got drafted first round, 15 picks to the Houston Rockets. Finally got to basketball camp Monday because he missed the first week of training camp due to his long-time anxiety of flying. He doesn't fly. He rolls the bus every day in the hour.
mm-hmm.
And him and the Rockets have finally worked out a deal to where he'll travel on the team bus for some games this season. A compromise that they just reached so they can, go over his anxiety and fear of flying and his obsessive compulsive disorder. What do you think about this, Lamar? What are your thoughts on this?
And I'm glad you did point that out first because I looked at that and it's just been one. It's just an interesting instance right there where you have a player that's just that has that fear. I just would hope that he can maybe overcome it one day and stuff. I can understand how many people would feel about flying. Especially about what had happened. Some people still a little bit afraid to get on airplanes now. I used to be one of those people that I actually never flown on a plane until I turned 21 years old. And in order to actually prepare myself to ride on an airplane, I actually did something else strange that I never did before, and which was ice skating on synthetic ice. And so that's just one thing. And I know it's nothing to scoff at or anything like that, but I just continue to hope that he can battle his anxiety disorder and his fear of flying, and hopefully he can overcome it, and one day he might can.
Right, and he's a great player. I mean, watching him last year, I was taking the tournament. The man can handle the ball. He can shoot three. He can go inside. He was the only Division I player last year to lead his team in scoring, rebounds, and assists and steals and blocks.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't pass up on that. Anxiety disorder or not. You deal with
Exactly.
it, cope with it, try to fix it, because the guy's talent. And right now, he can use all the help they can get to surround Jeremy Lin. You know, they paid a lot of money, Jeremy Lin, and, you know, they took this guy first round, so they're expecting him to deliver results.
Mm-hmm.
So, you do the best you can. So, right now, you know, I just want to give major props to Royce White for being honest and, you know, being able to confront this, because I've never been on a plane. I have a couple of anxieties about flying, but, you know, when it all comes out to it, I'm going to get on the plane. So
Oh yeah, most definitely. Oh yeah.
So, make the props of Royce White for overcoming his fears and hopefully getting better. And he is looking forward to him playing this season for the Rockets his rookie season, and I hope he does well.
And I hope so too. And it looks like he's going to be one of those pieces that the Rockets are going to really that they really have here as they try to begin a little bit of a youth movement as well. And like I say, they look like they're going to be a very good team. As we said last week, they're going to be an exciting team to see. And they
Yeah.
have some great youth in there. Royce White, you got Jeremy Lin playing for them. Chandler Parsons is a very good player. They also got Jeremy Lamb in the draft, and Terrence Jones. So they look like they can be a very good team.
Yeah, they're going to be a solid team. I see them finishing maybe 9th or 10th in the West, you know, right outside the playoffs. Let's talk about how dumb the Orlando Magic were for not taking their deal, though, man. Somebody offers you 3 first-round picks, and you don't take it. But you take this instead, what they got now for Dwight Howard, I mean, you walk away with nothing.
Yeah.
I just, you know, even though Dwight probably wouldn't re-sign with Houston, that wouldn't be 3 number 1 picks. 3 first-round picks, you take it and rebuild. Or you taking it to another team to get another superstar.
You really do. I have a friend that really that really was hoping that the White would get a chance to be on the team. Only if he signed though. But as far as this though, when you have three first round draft picks and stuff, you gotta take the deal, man. You have to take the deal. I mean, it's just no point no point across of not taking that deal. I mean, if like you said, the Magic, you know, I know they're trying to build for next year. Who knows? They might get a good player in next year's draft, like Nerlens Noel or Shabazz Muhammad, or one of the other guys that's probably going to come out in next year's draft. But when you have that type of ammo right there, you have to take the deal. You just have to.
Right. And, you know, I'm actually interested to see how Orlando play. I know they're going to lose a lot of games. They're probably going to get a lot of picks. But you just kind of got 3 number 1. The thing you do that deal to LA when you give Dwight Howard basically away for free.
Mm-hmm.
You get some number 1, you get a follow, and you get Al Harrington. And that's it. It's hard to believe and it's hard to just digest because you had a franchise player who didn't want to be there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You could play with the signing a 1-year deal. He had back injuries, and he made the playoffs like the best player. He put out the playoffs with their injury. And then you have to go through this saga of where he's going. And you finally deal him to LA. The team that's been wanting him for the longest. The team that you could have made a better deal with straight up and got injured without him. But you just fall apart. It's just bad. It's bad. I feel sorry for Magic fans. I wish there was a way. I mean, first you had Tracy McGrady. No, first you had Shaq. Then you had Tracy McGrady. Now you have Dwight Howard. So it's very depressing. So if they get the number 1 pick in the draft, they get a highly touted player. In the back of my mind, thinking, well, how long is he going to be there? So
True. And
it's depressing.
And also another person that you forgot to even mention, Grant Hill. I mean, with his injuries that he had, I mean, him and T-Mac could have been a very nice team. Could have had themselves a very nice team back in the early 2000s, and that's what they were trying to gear up for. Actually, they wanted to try to make a big three with, I think, T-Mac, Grant Hill, and they tried to get Tim Duncan, but Duncan decided to stay in San Antonio. But they still would have had a very nice team, and just sadly the injuries happened and all that stuff, and they couldn't get out the first round.
Right.
Well, all right, we're gonna conclude. This concludes today's show. We'll try to be back sometime next week. We'll try to talk a little bit about the NFL